Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Objective Views portion of the show. And I'm Joe Mauricio. This afternoon, I have one very interesting guest, originally from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, but now he is living here in Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
His name is no other than Nelson, not Mandela, but Mwangi. Welcome to our show, Nelson.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are the author of the book Street, right? What inspired you to write this book?
Looking at the current generation of young people, my heart goes out for them because we as parents are not taking enough time to bring our children in the right way. And we are busy trying to make the money, but at the end of the day, we forget that our children equally needs us as we need to make the money. So we are taking a lot of time, and we are not balancing the equation of bringing up our kids in the right way and trying to inspire them to realize who they are and forming a good rapport between us and them so that we can handle the challenges they are going through, especially today with the introduction of social media, which is nurturing our kids.
All right, the title of the book is Street. Is there a meaning to that? What street means?
Yeah, STREET is an acronym that means strategy to reach, empower, edify, strategy to reach, edify, and empower teens. Because we need to empower teens in the sense that they need to realize, to find self-identity, which is my first chapter of the book. They need to find who they are so that they can realize their purpose in life.
What is your view of the teens of the 21st century? How do you perceive them?
Well, 21st century comes with a lot of challenges. Just like I stated before, we have the social media technology, and so many of our young people are totally into the social media technology, coming down to what we call IAD. This is internet addiction disorder of Facebook, and kids are sleeping, waking up on the web every time they are on this social media. And yes, there are the advantages of the social media, but it looks like the disadvantages of the social media today are outweighing the advantages. And that sounds that there is a problem somewhere that we need to address.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, and then what is your perception of the parents that raise these kids? How do you see them? How do you see the parents?
Well, in my book, I've said that most of the parents are suffering from what we call TB, not tuberculosis, but too busy. They are too busy doing their own things, and they have the kids don't feel their presence, which I call the only thing that the kids are experiencing is their presence, the absence of their presence. Because they are there physically, but they are not engaging with the kids in the right way. The kids are not experiencing the great love, the great support, the emotional support, the moral support from the parents, and that's a failure in the society.
Is the teen in America and the teens from Nigeria, Kenya, same? Do they behave the same as far as the internet? Are they also in the Facebook over there?
Yes, the internet has made the world a global village, whereby by just the click of that button, you can reach everybody around the world. So the problems that the young people are experiencing in America, the same problem they are experiencing in Africa and all around the world.
Really, technology reached as far as the I wouldn't say jungle, but the remote places in Africa. Do they have the smartphones that they use for texting and things like that, for Facebook?
Yes, definitely. Internet technology has really penetrated to even the most remote parts of Africa, and I believe in Asia too, and where no kid is being left behind. Kids,
They're not immune from technology, right?
everybody is getting to this syndrome of technology day in and day out.
Okay, what's your message to these young people?
Well, that is a direct and precise that the first thing in your life is to realize who you are, is to find your purpose, to have self-identity. When you have self-identity, you will go ahead and perceive, you will go ahead and look for your purpose in life. Otherwise, young generation has that mentality today that life is all about what I need, and what I need it today. They are forgetting that life is a process. You can't start from today and become a millionaire tomorrow. You have to start from somewhere and grow, and that is how life is.
Yes. Well, how do you feel? How will this book appeal to the readers?
Well, that's a very interesting question because this book is a one-stop shop. That's what I say for young people and the parents, because the problems that our young generation is experiencing today are addressed to the dot in this book, and the solutions that parents are supposed to bring on the table to their young kids. So everything is in this book. It's addressing the parents, it's addressing the young people who are growing up in the 21st century.
You know, how is this book relevant to the readers in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, or even in America? How is this thing relevant to today's society?
We go back to the thing of internet being a global thing and making the world a global village. This book addresses every problem because teenage problems are becoming common because of internet technology. So most of the problems are experienced in America, most of the problems are experienced in Africa, are all over the world just because of that creek of the internet.
Is technology advantage or disadvantage to the growing population of the world?
Well, technology, we cannot survive without technology.
Correct.
But we have to strike the balance between technology and raising our kids and meeting the other responsibilities as parents. Because if we don't balance the equation, one side gonna benefit and the other side gonna fail. So I cannot say we don't need technology. We need it so much.
Yeah, we have a cyber law that controls the what you see or what you read in your text. You know, somebody is monitoring bad things in the internet. How about the good things in the internet? Are the kids more susceptible to bad things like Facebook and all that kind of thing?
Yes, they are. And the reason is because we as parents are not taking enough time to let them know exactly where to put the demarcation, where to put the boundary between the wrong things and the good things. And just like I say, when they know who they are, when they find themselves, they will have that urge to distinguish between what they should go look for in the internet and what they should not go look for in the internet. So it all starts with realizing, finding yourself, self-identity, because that's a paramount thing. I've expressed it in the first chapter of this book, and it is what will take you to the last chapter, which is deciding your destiny. Because every decision you make has a consequence. So you make a bad decision, the consequences are so real. And life is a reality. So many young people are perceiving life just like an ideal thing, which is there in the social media. When I go for a vacation there and post some pictures there, you know, people are saying, you know, the misconception between the reality and the ideal thing is so much big that so many kids are being misread by the fact that people are posting fake things on their social, on their Facebook pages, and these young kids don't distinguish the difference between the ideal thing about Facebook or any other social media and the reality of life.
So how do you distinguish? Some of them cannot distinguish the reality and the actual thing. A lot of this are, or sometimes they are lured. Kids are lured to do something that they don't want to do, that the parents don't want them to do. And yet the people on the other side of the internet are so convincing to lure the kids, and they are targeting the kids.
I've said that life, prosperity in life, or living a purpose-driven life is not all about money. And that's the problem. That's where we are missing the mark. Because so many young people today are very greatly in a big rush to make millions and millions of money, of dollars. The reality of life is living a purpose-driven life. And I've quoted Nelson Mandela, one of the most prominent people in the world, that he was imprisoned for 27 years just trying to articulate his purpose of life, which was to bring freedom to South Africa. It was not all about money. It was not all about money. Life is not all about money. Purpose is not all about money. Money is good, but the desire of it is what is evil.
Yes, very good. So you got your name from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mwangi. All right, Street, is there any sequel to this? After this, what? Are you writing something else?
Yes, I'm writing, I'll continue empowering the young generation of the 21st century. And I have a foundation. The foundation is YES, Youth Empowerment Strategy, which aims on giving trade courses to the young generation who are just loitering in our streets, empowering them and putting them in a system where they can also empower the future generation with a true conviction that when you give a man a fish, you just feed for him a day. But when you teach him how to fish, you just feed him a lifetime. That's what I'm doing with my foundation.
Very good, very good, Nelson. Where can they purchase this book?
This book is available on Amazon. This book is available on Westbow Press. And this book is also available in my website, www.yesnelson.org.
Okay, and again, is there a contact number where they can reach you, or email address that you could?
Yes, anybody who wants to reach me, they can email me at info@yesnelson.org, or they can call my number, which is 205-261-9896.
All right, you heard the thing from the horse's mouth. The author of The Street, Nelson Mwangi. Again, this is Joe Mauricio, thanking you for sharing your Sunday with us, and I hope to see you again next week. And bye, Street!